Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we'll be talking about Redfall. Well, more like Downfall at this point. Kind of just, well, looks like the game's going to be running at 30 FPS on the Series X, and it's also going to be on the Windows Store, I believe, that no one uses, and including the Steam platform that maybe some people may be playing it, but this game's not going to be successful, as I think I've said before, and I was a little more like, it doesn't look that good, and still doesn't. And I guess some people, when they were playing it, when they were at that weird E3 that is not going to happen, well, some type of event, they were playing it at 60, but they're playing them on PC, so it's a little different. But I think the reason why it's running at 30 FPS is because of the Series S. It's just I think we're getting to the point where the Series S is preventing a lot of games on the Xbox ecosystem from really achieving some form of 60 FPS. For me, I don't really care. I'm not. The game doesn't look interesting to me. It's just like, okay, cool. Nice. I It'd be cool you did another Dishonored, but I don't know. It's like I think that I haven't played the Dishonored games yet, but I have plans of playing them, and they look much more better than what Redfall is. I don't know. I don't know. Arcane's never been a studio that's been really about like first person shooters, that type of vibe. I've never seen them as that type of studio. Is the Dishonored games like stealth? I don't know. That's how I see the Dishonored games, like how the trailers and how the gameplay I've seen of those games. They look like a very like stealth-ish type vibe, but maybe they aren't. Maybe they're like a combination of a lot of different things, but I don't know, truly. But yeah, this game's not going to be that successful as I think a lot of people are thinking, and some people are saying it's going to compete with Spider-Man 2. Yeah, no. It's not going to compete with Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man's it's in a whole other range, and that's a different genre. Oh man, that's so I don't know. Some people will be defending this game for no reason. Like there's so many other IPs Xbox owns that they've owned since the early 2000s, but they never use them. Like Phantom Dust. Like, where's the sequel to that? Like, there was something that came out, or was that canceled? I don't know. Scalebound. Well, we're not going to see Scalebound, so forget about that. What else that was interesting that they won't even use and they kind of given up on? What about Blinks? That's a Xbox IP. Like, bring that back. I think a lot of people would like Blinks to come back. Like Blinks the Time Sweeper that was on the OG Xbox, and the sequel is actually interesting if you want to look it up. It's actually an interesting game. I have it. It works perfectly on my 360, but sadly it isn't backwards compatible for some reason. The second one, but yeah, I don't know. It's Blinks is another IP Xbox is kind of given up on. It's a nice mascot. It would be good for the kids, but I don't know. It's weird. They have IPs but they never use them, but and then they say, well, no one cares about it. I was like, well, because you don't push it. Sorry, you have to make these IPs profitable. But I don't know. I think Phil Spencer's just is acting really weird. Like the only thing I can give a lot of respect to is the backwards compatibility. That's something I would probably give a lot of respect to. But everything else, he hasn't really proven on like IPs. Like he doesn't know when to fire people because these people are just slacking. I do not know how to make a game. I will say that I do not know how, but there's a lot of slacking going on. Like Halo Infinite had like so many. I don't know how many. Was it 6 years? Same thing like Anthem, but a little different. Well, probably the same thing. You had so many years to work on this game, and you guys bring out a game that doesn't work. Like basic things for a Halo game, and it's not even in the day one. As for Halo 4, that was back in 2012 on the 360, it had everything. So there's a lot of slacking, and I think it's also how they do the jobs on in Xbox. but mostly it's the Series S. That system is so outdated now. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was cool for like people to get into the ecosystem of Xbox. That's what I liked about it. But I did not know that it was like, some type of thing you have like it's let me try to put it in words. So say you want to release a game on the Series X, you are it's mandatory to put a Series S version for some odd reason. Like Microsoft for some reason wants every game that gets released on the Series X on the Series S as well because it's somewhat next gen and they have to kind of support that. But it's affecting games like with Baldur's Gate 3 that's going to be coming out soon for PS5, and there is an Xbox version in development, but they haven't shown it yet because they're having issues with the Series S. And I think Microsoft may ditch the system maybe a year later, but that's really affecting them in the long term, in my opinion, and how what's happening. But yeah, it's just, usual Xbox game and release a good IP without butchering it. Yeah. I've somewhat begun collecting Switch. I did find one Switch game that is somewhat collectible, and I'm happy I got it because I know it's not coming to Xbox and they haven't released a digital copy, but it's by Nice America. It's not The Legend of Heroes, it's another Nice American IP, Nice, not IP, but Nice America published game. I'll show it when I feel like it's a good time. It's yeah, I should have pushed out that unbox like the next like game collection video, but I just didn't have time. So I'm gonna be delaying it to next month. So it's gonna be a pretty big video, but yeah, Xbox can't keep that same energy right now, sadly. And yeah, I don't really care, but I do bash on both sides, the PlayStation and the Xbox brand. I don't know, they're just a bunch of consoles anyway. They're a piece of plastic at the end of the day, and some people like worshiping this stuff. I don't get it. I just like playing these games because they're fun and they're entertaining to me, but that's about all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and are you guys hyped about Redfall or any other? Well, there's only like two IPs coming out this year. Well, actually, Age of Empires did come out a couple months ago, so you could say that's a Xbox exclusive. So we had that coming out, then we have Redfall, and then Starfield. We have three games, and that's all. If Starfield doesn't get delayed again, but it may. I'm not hyped for that game either, but let's see what happens. But that's about all. If you want to support me, go to my Odyssey channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.